Roundabout talk show at the Kwetu Kwanza event, which is by IGC Fashion. We are all about fashion and sustainability. So the Roundabout Talk is an initiative by the Roundabout. We are a creative business, recently founded, and it's Yen, Julie, and me, Sina, who want to identify the needs of the artists and to become a mediation platform to have artists seek services in the field of legal advice, mental health, but also partnerships and collaboration. And being part of this event, of course, we also want to talk about you as a fashion designer and your stake on sustainability. So first of all, maybe you just introduce yourself and how long you've been in the art practice.
Well, my name is Allen Nabukenya, aka Njola, the founder of NJOLA Impressions and NJOLA Recycling Initiative. I'm a visual artist, I'm a fashion designer, yes, I do recycling.
So I think recycling is the point we want to dig a bit deeper. What makes you sustainable and eco-conscious as an artist?
Well, as an artist, I just feel there is a need or there is a call for that because I always move to Kampala and I've seen many waste materials around, and I think it's now that we have to be conscious and be thinking sustainable as people, that the consumption is high compared to what is done with these materials.
True. And how does a day look like being with you? Like when do you go to town? How do you pick the material? How do you bring them together? Do you have a team you work with? Let us get in your daily
All right.
practice.
I'm a founder of NJOLA Recycling Initiative. It's a team of artists and we are 20. So when it comes to community, we always work with NJOLA Recycling Initiative, not NJOLA Impressions, because NJOLA Impressions is a brand. But if it comes to community sharing skills, we go NJOLA Recycling Initiative. And we go train people to different places. We work with different organizations. We work with KCCA. We work with, to reach out to different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the final product, where do you sell your artwork, or do you also have exhibitions? Where do the final art products go to?
It really depends. If it comes to painting, galleries make exhibitions, and if it comes to community, in most cases I'm hosted by KCCA. They always organize these events and I'm called to participate. Sometimes we organize as NJOLA Recycling Initiative and we call people to see the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes, of course, there are even organizations like the IGC. They call fashion designers and they always organize the pop-up shops. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it really depends on what.
And what do you find most challenging in your art practice and also the initiative you're working for? What are the biggest challenges you face?
The biggest challenge, normally I find a way how to overcome, but one of the challenge when I was just starting as a person who work with these materials before, when you're collecting them, they are dirty. So it was hard for me to transport them to my place. But of course, I found those people the border guys who can take these materials to my place. The taxi guys, I got friends who can drop these materials when they are dirty. And when I kept practicing, now I can manage to get my own truck and take like a ton of flip-flops to my place, yeah. Yes.
And compared to, let's say, 5-6 years ago, do you feel like the communities and society in Uganda are more aware or more open about this topic of sustainability? What was your experience so far?
People just find themselves to me, I think recycling has been there. Recycling is ghetto to me because we've been having these clothes and our parents have been making patches. What they practice it when they don't know. The word recycling, someone can think but it's that. Right from the start when we were young, our clothes used to torn and our parents could just make patches, even the shoes, we just stitch. So I think to me that they've been practicing it unknowingly. And when you bring these things, you just have, like me, as an artist, normally I use fashion because I know people want to look good. So when I make these out of these materials, they are always happy about the materials. But one thing is that they can't afford them. They are a bit high compared to what they get. Yes.
Talking about it looks good, you have a bag with you. So what's this bag about? What is the material?
Well, this is a bag that is made out of car tires. And it's a day-to-day bag. You can carry it wherever you want. It's a unisex bag. A man can get it, a woman can.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. And to talk a bit more about the fashion sector, like market, how you perceive it, how would you describe the regional fashion markets, like also in Uganda, but also compared to Tanzania and Kenya? Like, what are your experiences? And I don't know, do you see yourself here for the next 10 years, or can you imagine to go somewhere else? Do you think you can prosper in Uganda as a fashion designer?
Well, to me, it makes sense when I'm in Uganda. I'm established here, and then I sell my products. And most of the people that buy my work are from Europe. Ugandans love the work, but they can't afford. There are a few Ugandans who buy my products, always, always, always. Whenever I update the style, they always come for it. There are just a few, just like 5 people from Uganda. But I think if it wasn't the price, that's why I choose to train people for free, because if you can't afford it, if you can't afford my amount, then learn how to do it and do it yourself, then you have it. So that's why sometimes we do those community projects, just these community people to, also have that chance to access, consume the bags.
Yes.
Yes. And I've trained many. They make their stuff. Sometimes some of them earn out of these materials. The trainings. Yeah.
You said for how long are you in the art?
I've been in the field for 8 years now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really long. So that's perfect, because it leads me to the next section where we want to know a bit more about, let's say, your needs, and also how you see the art sector in context of legal, for example. So what we are pursuing as the Roundabout is to create platforms where we can give legal advice to artists. First of all, do you think you are aware of your rights as an artist?
Of course, not really, because there are things that personally, I don't take. I can say I take things for granted, or I just love the practice. So sometimes I don't know much about these things, but good that we have you guys. You can. I remember when I was I had an exhibition in 2019 in Berlin, and I didn't know about this legal stuff. So VN is one of the guys who helped me with a contract. I was like, okay. He talked about so many things. Loan. I was like, oh, a loan, my work. I didn't know about this, and I was like, okay. So there are many things that we have to learn. Yes, because we are artists. I'm an artist, so I don't know much about the legal stuff. So it's good for artists to work with different people who are from different professions. Yes. Yeah.
What would you say are the most pressing legal topics for artists in Uganda, like to maybe have more prosperous economy? Like, what do you think would be
I think
helpful?
copyright, I think that has to be taken serious. We need to know more about it. And sometimes I feel even the government doesn't know much about it. Sometimes I just feel because it's a big thing. And if it's not practiced, yet we have a government, I'm like, okay. But I think they have to work upon that. Yes.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I think copyright is also one of the triggering topics that's always coming up when we talk to the artists, because it's like how to save, how to protect your work, right? Like that's one of the biggest things. Then another question. So I hope you feel comfortable to answer. If not, it's fine. But have you had any personal struggles during your time as an artist where you wish there could have been spaces or even therapies or some available sources for you to deal with mental health? Have you had struggles before, and have you wished back then there could have been a space or someone you could talk to who's a professional?
Yeah, to me, I think I'm going to use this word. I'm lucky that when I was finishing university, I got a hand where someone provided me space, because space was a big challenge for me by that time. So when this person helped me with her space, and this space was for only artists. I come from a background, I'm in a family of 23 children, and I'm the last born. So I'm the only artist from my home. And when I graduated, everyone was asking me, what are you going to do? I also, I just feel that I'm lucky that I was given this space where artists, only visual artists could come around and could advise me here and there. And I think spaces specifically for artists are good, mental health are good spaces, because I think art to me is not, people do art. Like my mother has been practicing art, but she doesn't know that she's an artist. She's been, still up to now, she weaves, makes mat out of these palm leaves, straws, but she doesn't understand my art. So spaces for artists, and I think are good, because you're soldier, you're trained, nothing can take me from art now, because I have that strong background where I was in a residency for 2 years. You can't tell me about quitting art. I've never thought about that. Yeah, because of that one thing, that space, and even being surrounded by fellow people who share the same vision. And yeah.
Wow, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Is there something in the end you would like to share with maybe fellow artists who are kind of fresh in their career and they're trying to overcome hurdles? What was your vision, or what was always giving you the thrive to thrive as an artist?
Personally, I had left the art industry. I wasn't so because even the space I'm talking about, we were young artists. We couldn't access these big artists, because of the politics, I would say art politics. And now, because I'm firm enough, I'm now coming to these places, because I'm like, yeah, I should go. And I see it's so good to be surrounded by artists who are, you shouldn't fear anyone, whether they've been here for 20 years. It's good to be in the art industry, and it's how you can make it. Yes, because me, I've tried the other way. I'm just back, but I've tried the other way. But I think it's so strong to be within people we share the same vision, same networks. Yeah, it's good for them to think about it.
And I guess also to ask questions to get out of your comfort
Yes.
zone, to not be afraid.
Yeah, not to be afraid. It's so good to come and share and even listen to other people, what their experiences and everything. Yeah, it helps a lot.
Nice. Thank you, NJOLA.
Welcome. Thank you too.